Hi, everybody. This is Arun Gala. Welcome back to my podcast, Grabbing Coffee with Arun, where I talk to everyday people that are doing quite interesting things. And my guest today is Michael Pedroza. And Michael is dealing with a condition called ataxia. It affects his movement and things like that. So, Michael, welcome.
Hello, Arun.
So, just to kind of start off with, Michael, tell me about your condition.
Let's see. Well, it's called ataxia. It involves a diminished cerebellar, and I got it at the age of 13, or
Mm-hmm.
around that time. It, textbook definition: an inability to coordinate voluntary muscular movements that is symptomatic of central nervous system disorders and not due to muscle weakness. So,
So, Michael,
okay.
does it get worse as you get older, or?
No, I mean, for me, it seems to be getting better because when I first got it, I was in middle school, and going into high school, I had to use a power chair.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, now
So,
I'm, uh,
no, go ahead.
no, now I'm walking, without any aid, so
That's kind of cool. So, does
yeah.
it affect your vision also, or no?
It can. I've noticed that if I'm moving too fast,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Y- yeah, it becomes a little unstable. Like I can't keep my eyesight.
Focused.
Yeah, focused. Yeah.
What about your daily life? How is that? How does it affect you in your daily
It
living?
affects everything, everything from walking to sitting to sleeping to
Mm-hmm.
eating to cooking. Yeah, everything is affected. So,
Right. So, do you need like additional help, or how does that
um,
work?
I could use additional help, but it seems like when someone tries to help me, especially from my family,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they kind of get in the way. So I've learned to become independent and cook for myself and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, it's like me. With my visual impairment, you learn to adapt, I guess, right?
yeah, we're all adapting.
So what about your education? Does that affect you, like, in terms of like when you go to school and stuff like that? I guess it
Yeah,
does,
it
right?
it does because my hand, what's it? The dexterity. I have a guess diminished dexterity. Muscular coordination, or yeah, I just can't write like everyone else. I can't get a pencil and sit at a desk and write. I have to use a computer, and even then, the typing is not so great. So
Wow, how do you deal with all that, Michael?
I don't know. I kind of don't almost. I went to high school, did
Mm-hmm.
some college. When I first came to Houston, did some college here at the community college,
Mm-hmm.
and the hardest part about that, though, was not the coursework. It was just getting to class, using the buses and stuff. So,
Yeah, because you didn't know about Metrolift, I guess, right?
yeah, I did. I just didn't want to depend on them and just kind of go my own way. So,
So I met you in the running group. How did you get involved with that?
I got involved with them, I'd say, in 2023. And I don't know, I just found a flyer from going to the West Gray
Community center.
at yeah, I call it the West Gray Recreational Adaptive Center. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the gym stuff. And I just found the flyer one day, looked at it, and everyone's taking a picture or posing in front of a Ronald McDonald car-sized shoe. So,
Wow.
and
What
then
about like, let's say, for example, you use a hand cycle, right? Can you tell my
yeah,
audience what is a hand cycle?
I don't even know what it is. It has three wheels.
Mm-hmm.
You make it go with your arms, and I'm basically sitting or laying down,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the model, and propelling myself forward. So,
Oh, that's kind of cool. So you don't have to use
yeah.
your legs, huh?
Yeah, I don't. Even though I can still use legs, I mainly yeah, use the arms to go. So,
Yeah. So, Michael, can you adapt to like just running on your own? Or
yeah, I'm trying that now. I know in the past I've held on to shoulders of, cousins and relatives
mhm.
and just kind of ran with them. So I'm trying that now with the new group.
Wow, that's kind of cool. So, what do you want to do, Michael? What are your goals? Like, what is there something that you want to accomplish? Do you want to write a book about all this, or what do you think?
Um, yeah, that all sounds interesting. You guys are the adaptive groups, it feels like a big adventure, and I feel like I'm tuned for the athletic lifestyle because I used to be in sports before Ataxia. So,
Right. I mean,
uh,
because the more you educate people about your situation, you find out there's other people like you out there. You know.
yeah, yeah, and I met someone, a couple people with my condition who also have ataxia, and they gained it maybe later in life or through different means. So it's very interesting.
So, is there like a support group or something like that, or is there like a?
Uh, there is there is a support group that's kind of international, and they do have one here in Houston.
Mm-hmm,
And I thought about joining them and helping them out a little. And I don't know, I guess I'm too much of a rebel or a contrarian, so I didn't do anything with that.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
But I mean, you seem like you write pretty well and you speak well. So I think maybe writing a book or something would be something that you could probably do.
yeah, I've been doing that. I've been journaling and sending it to someone, and
Mm-hmm,
she's reading it. And I'm surprised that when we go to the adaptive meets, like at the parks, when
mm-hmm,
I see her after sending her a journal, I'm surprised she doesn't run to me and go, "Stop him, hold him down."
mm-hmm.
I've told her that much. It's just fun. So yeah, I do enjoy writing. I do enjoy talking apparently. So I need to do something like that.
What about your family, Michael? How do they adapt? Like your mom, how does she deal
She's
with it?
she's they're fun. I have fun with them. You
Mm-hmm,
know, gaining confidence with the adaptive groups. Um, if I go to a meet and I have fun with the groups and they see me and they understand that I have a disability called ataxia.
mm-hmm,
So my mom knows too, and I gained too much confidence from participating in the adaptive groups, being on that hand cycle especially, and so I just I guess I kind of scare them, moving around and stuff. So
Well, I mean, it's good that you're doing that. You're not letting your disability kind of limit you, right? Like
yeah,
me, because you gain more confidence in what you want to do.
yeah.
Because I ran several marathons, and there's a lot of
Mm,
stuff I can do. I teach English. I'm doing a podcast. So, was there anything else you want to cover, Michael, before we wrap it up?
let's see. Let's see. Family and begin. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Should we go over all the groups that we participate in?
Not necessarily, but I mean, there's plenty out there. But what about you? Anything more about you,
Oh
your
yeah,
personal goals, or
personal goals. I see so many people in the adaptive world with degrees and going to school. It makes me wonder, should I attempt to return to school and do something?
I
You
think you
know,
can.
and
I
there are a
think you
lot of
can.
options here in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Uh,
you can. Don't limit yourself, because I mean, if you, for some reason, if you have that desire, and I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way, right?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and no one told me participating in the half marathons and stuff that I would gain all this confidence.
yeah,
So,
because you're a young guy. You're in your 30s.
oh yeah, barely in my
Uh,
30s.
right. So you have a long way to go, Michael. So if you want to, because I wonder, like, if you can go to University of Houston or the Houston Community College and talk to their ADA department.
Yeah, I've done that before with the community college, but it's just like it's uh I forget the name for that kind of school, like a transit school where it's just, no one stays put. They're always on the move. They're always going in their cars,
Right.
driving in class, and leaving. And I want a community. I
Hmm.
need that with my condition, you know,
Hmm.
just, yeah, so,
Anyway, but that's kind of cool that you're adapting to your situation and all. So, um,
yeah. It's happening too fast, I think.
yeah. Um, all right, Michael. Well, it was good talking with you. Thank you for. Was there anything else that you think that we might include?
Um, I was, growing up, I was raised by multiple stepfathers, and they were military veterans.
Uh huh.
They so I do get comfortable. I'm very comfortable around, say a veteran who has a
Disability.
prosthetic arm or leg or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so fun to be around them because they, play music when they're on the hand cycle, or maybe their language that they use is not too clean. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just laughing because I'm reminded of, growing up with my stepfathers and all their
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Right. You know
So
there.
it's a very enjoyable.
There's some guys in the catapult group that are military, like Gabe. I don't know if you met Gabriel. He's an
No,
ex-marine. He's
no.
an ex-marine. And
Oh, interesting.
Doug, your guide tonight. I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
was in the military.
Oh, I wonder if they did that on purpose. I feel like some people
It's
know.
hard to know. You never know.
So,
It's hard to know.
yeah,
But
yeah, I get a lot of inspiration from them, and I tend to act as if I'm a military veteran, but of
yeah,
course I'm not. But,
actually, I'm gonna send this copy to Doug. That way he can listen to it before he comes out to
oh,
guide you.
yeah, preemptive. So I'm not surprising him tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, all right, Michael. It was good talking with you.
All right, good
Um,
talking to you.
hold on one second. If you guys want to reach me, my email is grabbingcoffee with Arun at gmail.com. And Michael, thank you for being my special guest this week.
Yeah,
you have a
thank
good one.
you.
I'll see you tonight.
All right,
All right. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.